Thank you for joining Keep It Pro Training Call. Brought to you by Networking Wisdom, featuring Romacio Fulcher, also known as California Kid. My name is Monique, and I'm your host for today. Romacio is the creator of Networking Wisdom, and the reason for this call each and every Sunday for the past 3 years. On this call, you will learn the skills to be successful in network marketing and in life. We encourage you, if you have a chance, to send a quick text and invite your friends and team associates. You have about a couple seconds to do so. Please get ready to listen and be empowered, ladies and gentlemen. We are in for a special treat. I have the pleasure of introducing to you a top leader, a top earner in the network marketing industry. He has over 75,000 individuals in his network marketing alone. At the tender age of just 25 years young, he earned his first $1 million. He's now a multimillionaire. This man has been a part of the network marketing industry profession for about 11 years. He's personally earned over $1 billion in sales. You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. $1 billion in sales in just 9 years. And he's helped countless individuals earn from $3,000 to $100,000 in sales in their very first month. He's a top 50 worldwide earner in MLM. That's in a 1 percentile out of hundreds of thousands of people worldwide. And he's a top 50 in a $250 billion industry, network marketing. That continues to grow globally. This man knows how to make money and knows how to make money fast. Without further ado, I introduce to some and present to others our mentor and friend, the California Kid, the Marketplace Minister, Mr. Romacio Fulcher. Romacio, are you there?
Absolutely, I am here. Thank you so much, Mo, for actually stepping up and being our host today. I know that we were running just a couple minutes behind. I want to welcome all of you that are here for the very first time. We're glad to have you. We've been doing this for over 3.5 years, as you mentioned. And for those of you that are back for another edition, again, as always, it's absolutely incredible what we do here on Sundays. Every single time we do this call, guys, there's two focuses. Number one, we teach you the specific skills that you need to get yourself to the very top of whatever business you are promoting. This call, as you know, is intended for people that are a part of the direct selling network marketing industry. And so obviously skills is what it's going to take for you to get to the top. I didn't do $1 billion in sales through luck. I did it through skills, right? So every Sunday we talk and teach you on the specific skills that you need to get you to the top of what you're doing. The second thing that we teach you is we teach you life skills as well. You're going to find as you're on this journey to building something, whatever it is you're building, you're going to learn that as you grow, so will your business grow. And that's why these are the two major focal points week in and week out. I cannot emphasize that enough. Those two things. Write it down. The specific skills you need, we're going to give them to you for free on Sundays, right here, for free. That's right. And then we're also going to teach you life skills because they go hand in hand. Guys, if you want to know what our agenda, what our mission is, it's quite clear. It's very simple. We believe what we make happen for others, God will gladly make happen for us. Okay? I encourage you to subscribe to that philosophy, that principle. We believe what we make happen for you, God will gladly make it happen for us. And so, again, I welcome you here. If you want to actually be a cheerleader and be a part of what it is that we're doing, we ask you to share this call with others that you know. Gifts are meant to share, not to keep. So don't be stingy and know about this free call that's been happening for over 3.5 years and not share it with a person or two or three. Share it. It's a gift that's given to you. Pay it forward to someone else, okay? With that being said, guys, we're back again with another edition of part 2 of a series that we started last week. That's right. We started a series last week entitled Patience. Woo, woo, woo. Patience, baby. That's right. Patience. And today is part 2 of that series. I want to encourage all of you that are here and all of you listening to the replay, do not miss next Sunday. Don't do it. As the little boy say, don't do it. Don't miss next Sunday. Next Sunday, you got a double header coming at you, which will be part 3 of the Patience series next Sunday. I want to encourage you to make sure you go ahead and bookmark that. Don't miss that, okay? But as it relates today, last week we began the series talking about patience. And for those of you that may be new to the party, you say, what does he mean talking about patience? Real simple. All of us, we're all waiting on something. From the moment you were born until the day you die, you're waiting on something. What does that mean? Let me break it down. First graders are waiting to graduate to get to second graders. You've got kids waiting. They just can't wait to get to the adolescent years. You got adolescents that just can't wait to become adults, right? You've got people that go to restaurants. They sit down, they're starving, right? You walk in, you're hungry. You make your order, and what do you got to do? You got to wait for your food. You go to the grocery store, line is long. What are you doing? Waiting, okay? You go to college. You start off as a freshman, and you're waiting to graduate, right? You got those of you waiting on your first big promotion, waiting on your next promotion. We've got men and women waiting on Mr. and Mrs. Right. We got newly pregnant women that are waiting 9 months to have a baby. We've got those of you that have been working at that thing and working on it and working on it and working on it and working on it, and you waiting for that big commission or that big promotion. We've got those of you waiting to buy your first house, buy your first car, buy the next house, waiting for your house to be built. Waiting. We've got those of you, long relationships, things haven't been going right, waiting on her to get it right, waiting on him to get it right. We all waiting on something. Everybody waiting on something. So this series that we're doing, that we're talking about, is very, very profound. You've got sick people waiting to be healed. You've got believers waiting on Christ to come back. Everybody is waiting on something. And so that really kind of sent me into a direction to really begin this series on patience, because it's applicable to all of us. Wherever you are in your life's journey, I guarantee you can relate to what it is we're talking about, patience. And so over the next couple of weeks, today, next Sunday, what you're going to notice is we're going to be talking at times, we're going to be talking from a spiritual perspective about patience, because whether you know it or not, you are a spiritual being that's having a human experience, right? A lot of times you think you're a human being having a spiritual experience. No, you got it wrong. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. So it's very important that we really channel and we tap into the spiritual side of what can we learn about patience from a spiritual perspective. That's why we're going to go there, okay? And then we're also going to, because we are human, we're going to talk about from the natural or the human side, how do we deal with patience? You know, I'm going to tell you firsthand, I said it last week, I'll say it again. Patience is something that is hard for Romacio. It's very tough for me. I know many of you have been following me for many years, whatever. Patience is an Achilles heel of mine. It's patience is something that I'm constantly working on. I mean, man, I'm still working on it. Patience is just something that it doesn't come easy for me. Why? Because Romacio wants everything quick. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you the truth. I want everything fast. And you say, well, why you got to have everything so fast, Romacio? Do you remember when you were a little kid and you were afraid to go to sleep? Y'all remember that? You were afraid to take a nap. You just did not want to go to sleep. Why? Because your fear was you was going to miss something. So you didn't want to go to sleep. So you want to stay up all night. And so for me, I've been talking to God for years, and I've been asking him, can I get a second life? Can I do this again? Can I have a second one? And I mean, we've been negotiating back and forth, and I'm telling you guys, I've made no progress with him. I mean, I tried to come at him back in 85. I tried to hit him again in 89. I tried to come at it again in 2004. Came at him again in 2016. Every time I try and renegotiate, he comes back with the same answer. No, you get one shot. You got one chance. And so because of that, I want to do things fast. I want to, let's go, let's move, let's go, let's go, let's roll, let's go. Let's get it done, let's roll, let's go. That's my personality. So if you're really here and you want to learn from what we teach and you want to know how it is that in any network marketing company I've ever been a part of, I always go straight to the top in typically record time. Ooh, that's a nugget for you right there. I always go to the top. Always. I could never tell you what the bottom looks like. I don't know what the bottom think like. I don't know what they act like. I have no idea what they're doing at the bottom. I just don't know. And it has nothing to do with, Romacio, you got the gift. No, it has everything to do with what I just said. I just told you one of the major drivers in me is I don't know how much time I have left on the clock. And I'm 42. It's not that I'm planning my death. No. It's just that I want it to keep going and keep going and keep going. Let's hurry up and get there. Let's hurry. What's taking so long? What's the problem? You've been in the kitchen for an hour. Hurry up. Let's roll. That's my personality, man. I'm telling you. You either love me or you hate me. That's my personality. That's just who I am. I want it. Chop, chop. Let's roll. Let's go. What's taking so long? That's my personality. But even though that's my personality, God is still in charge. He's still in control. And God is the one, whether you believe in God or not, he set the terms. I'm keeping it real simple. He set the terms. Listen, write that down. You need to I don't care if you're a believer or not. You need to write this stuff down because I'm telling you, I'm giving this stuff to you absolutely free. And I know 1,000,000%. No matter who you are, where you are in the world, whatever it is you do, I promise you this message, this series, is something that you need to re-listen to again and again and again. It will radically change your life. How do I know? Because it's going to open up and give you a deeper, a wider, grander perspective. Woo! Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So back to what I was saying. God sets the terms. How do we know he set the terms? What do you mean, Romacio, he set the terms? Well, he set the rules up of how to play this game called life. He's the author and the finisher of it. He created mankind. And when I say he set the terms, what that means, ladies and gentlemen, what that means is he set the terms of seed time and harvest. That is how the entire world, write that down. That's how the entire world, listen to me, write that down. I pray that every single ear will comprehend and understand what I just said. The entire world, listen to me, I don't care what race you are. I don't care what company you're promoting. These words today are penetrating through I don't care where you are in your relationship, where you are in your pregnancy, where you are in your job, where you are in your health. I want you to get this, ladies and gentlemen. Seed, time, and harvest. I'm keeping it very elementary, very simple, with a lot of passion. That's right. Seed, time, and harvest. God set the terms. And what does seed time mean? Very simple. It means everything starts with a seed. All of us listening that are adults, we once upon a time were a little bitty seed called an embryo, right? And that embryo grew into a baby. And now you're a grown man or a grown woman. We started as a seed. Every tree starts off as a seed. Every big thing starts off as a small seed. Your boyfriend didn't create this. Your pastor didn't create this. Your daddy didn't create this. God created this. Seed time and harvest. Seed time and harvest. So the call that we're doing today is entitled Patience, Part 2. I want to talk to you about what do we do in between the seed and the harvest. And there is a dash right there. Some people would call it the beginning in the end, how do we interpret the dash? And that's where this word of patience comes in. And some people, they love patience. They understand patience. They get it. While other people like me, I struggle with it. I struggle with it. And maybe you struggle with it. Maybe not. I remember when I was a young man, when I was a young kid, I couldn't wait to become an adult. I wanted to do what the adults did. I remember when I didn't have a driver's license, I couldn't wait to get one. In other words, for me, this is for me. It was very tough. This is what I'm trying to communicate to you. It was very tough for me to accept where I was in the process of time. It was very difficult for me to accept where I was in the process of time. I wanted to be a senior. I wanted to be a veteran. I wanted to be full-blown mature. I wanted it right now. Full-blown mature finances, full-blown mature health, full-blown mature muscles, full-blown mature business, full-blown mature. I wanted instant growth right now. Because waiting was difficult for me. Waiting was difficult for me. And some of you that are listening, waiting for your next promotion of whatever it is difficult for you. But let's go back to what I said moments ago when I said God set the terms. Term number one, seed time and harvest. So what do we learn from a spiritual perspective between seed time and harvest? We know that everything that is of our desire, write this down, everything that man or woman desires, everything that includes your wife, that includes your husband, that includes your business, that includes your health, that includes your skill set in your company you with. Everything that we desire starts off as a seed. In other words, everything has a beginning. Everything. And we, from a spiritual perspective, we must accept that's the way it works. Because God set the terms. So number one, everything starts off with the beginning. Okay? So I want to slowly point this out because we're talking about patience. So when you truly understand and accept this, everything and everyone, regardless of race, regardless of social media propaganda and how it may look, you should never be envious of anyone or anything. All things, baby. Come on, say it with me. All things, baby. All things had to start small before they can ever become big. So this is why the Bible teaches us to never ever be envy nor compare yourself against someone else. Because when you compare yourself against Sally, you don't know where Sally is in her process. You don't know what you don't know about Sally. And Sally may be posting her good look relationship and her wonderful marriage, and they're traveling the world, and they both got wrinkles in their face and smiling and really happy, and it may look all good and golden the way it's being promoted. And you don't know what season of Sally's process that she's in. So that's why it's wrong of you, it's bad of you to envy the people that are crossing the stage in your company before you. It's wrong of you to be, you don't know. See, they could have lost 7, 8, 9 times in 7, 8 other companies, and finally it's their time to shine in the company that they're in right now. You don't know that. You don't know what they went through with their job and other things that they've gone through in their life. You have no idea. That's why you should not ever compare yourself to anyone. I'm breaking it down for you today. Every big thing starts off small. Everything. Everything does. So never envy anyone or anything. Now, the way that we interpret this patience or this time that we have to wait between the beginning and full-blown maturity, the way that we interpret this word called patience, or maybe if you want to break it down into process of time or waiting, whatever you want to call it, this is very critical. This is where, to be honest with you, this is where, from a spiritual perspective, this is where God does his best work. This is where God does his best work on me. This is where he does his best work on you. Oh, listen to me. Listen to me. Now listen. Remember, today we are talking from a spiritual perspective. I am doing the best to talk to you slowly, clearly, so that all of you that are listening, regardless of where you are in your spiritual journey, I want to bring clarity and understanding to every single one of you listening. You know how I communicate. I don't want anybody lost. So from a spiritual perspective, it's clearly important that we understand that God, he delights. He's excited. He delights to reveal things to us about us in the season of waiting. Let me say it again. God is very happy and excited to reveal things to us about us in the waiting phase. See, you and I, the human part of us, we just want to get over there. We just want the man of our dreams, the relationship we dreamed of, the finances, the business, the travel, the things. We just want X, right? We just want it. And what God really wants, he wants to teach us some stuff. He wants to reveal some stuff about a journey that he's already traveled. Let me say that again. I want you to write that down. That's very profound. God wants to reveal to us. He wants to teach us the unknown that we don't know. We just know, hey, man, I'm waiting on my promotion. I'm waiting on my promise. You know, the Bible talks about all these promises for us. So what's up, man? I'm waiting on my promise. I just want my promise. But see, what God is going to give you your promise. And you say, well, how do you know, Romacio? I'm not into all this God stuff. How do you know I'm going to get the promises? Because God's word doesn't lie. He said it. It's right there written in the word. He's already defeated all of mankind. All of mankind. That includes the coronavirus. That includes racial injustices. He's already defeated this stuff. Just read it. It's right there. I know it's new to your human self, but if you go read the book that stands for basic instructions before leaving earth, better known as the Bible, it clearly says he's defeated all this stuff. So it's new to your human self, but from a spiritual perspective, ain't none of this new. So he tells us, hey, listen, when he created mankind, you and I, he gave us the power. He created us in his image. And he gave us the download of all the power that he has, we have too. Well, this is sounding wonderful, Romacio. You're telling me I've got all this power. You do. But it's a shame if you don't know how to use it. You got it, but you don't know how to use it. That's a problem. So I'm glad that you're on the call. So you're going to get you're going to get the desires of your heart. It's going to happen if you keep declaring it, if you keep saying it and speaking life into the things that you want, into the relationship, into all that's the health. If you keep speaking life into your dreams, it's going to happen for you. Now back to the story. Let's go back to the story. God delights in the journey. He's going to give you all the stuff, but God ain't really concerned about the stuff. That's not his focal point. That's not his mission to just load you up with a bunch of stuff. You got the man of your dreams. You got 5 kids. Y'all got a white picket fence. Finances is all plentiful. Health is great. I mean, that's wonderful. God says you can have all of that. No problem. That's easy work for God. But what he's more concerned about, and I keep intentionally repeating this. This is not a mistake, what I'm saying, folks. I am doing this intentionally. What he's more concerned about for you and I is to teach us more about ourselves along this journey. In other words, God will continually I want you to write this down, baby. God will continually allow the same problem to keep happening to you only until you learn the lesson. So what am I saying? What I'm saying from a spiritual perspective, there can be no promotion without some problems. I'm going to say it again. There can be no promotion without problems. Write it down. Every problem comes with a promise, and every promise comes with a problem. Come on, boy. We going somewhere today. Come on. Every problem comes with a promise. And every promise comes with a problem. Woo, man, we can hang up the phone right now. I just should process that. We can hang up the phone right now, guys. I just told you that God delights. His greatest joy, he wants to teach us, his children, about us. He wants to teach us what it is that we don't know, because none of us know everything, myself included. So God really loves patience. Woo! How do I know he loves it? He created it. He created it. He knew how human beings would be. They want it right now. Blah, 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 blah. Give it to me right now, right now, right now. Got to have it. He knew the urges and the desires and the, what we want and how we want to do it and da-da-da-da. He knew. And so that's why the way he set it up is, I'll give you all of the promises, but I want you to know with those promises are going to come some thorns, are going to come some problems. Because, see, I'm more concerned about teaching you more about you than I am just giving you all the things you want. But I will give you, yes. I will give you the desires of your heart. And you're going to have to work for it, yes. You're going to have to believe for it, yes. But I'm more concerned about you learning more about you. Now look, watch this. Many of us will sit there and say, oh, I love to learn. Oh, learning is my favorite thing I love to do. I love to learn. And I'd love to challenge you on that. We love to learn about the stuff we want to learn about. Write that down. Write that down. We love to learn about the stuff that we want to learn about. We don't want to learn about why do I got to wait. God, whoa. Tyrone and them, they got it right now. They in their 20s and they doing it and they having it and it's going on and blah, 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 blah. Samantha, she got it. Took her 2 weeks. Whoa. Why I got to wait, God? Once again, don't compare yourself to anyone. Go back to your notes that I just gave you. Seed, time, and harvest. So the first objective on the call here today is to really paint a picture in your eyes, in your head, that number one, God created the terms, seed, time, and harvest. Number two, never envy anyone, as I said earlier. Number three, God's greatest joy is to teach you about you in the season of waiting, or you could call it preparing. And that's really what's happening. He's preparing you to be able to handle the desires of your heart. See, you don't know that the very thing that you want, you don't know what's behind that door. Ooh. You don't know that the Lamborghini that you so desperately desire, there's nothing wrong with that. You don't know that the Lamborghini is one of the most temperamental vehicles in the world. How do I know? I've owned a Lamborghini. The Aventador, the doors fly up, the one that we dreamed of as children's. You don't know how difficult it is to get in and out of the Lamborghini. You don't know how expensive the automobile insurance is to have on a Lamborghini. Most insurance companies will not insure a $400,000 car. You don't know what you don't know about the very thing you've been desiring so long. But God already knew. So in your patient season, in your waiting season, what he's trying to do is get you prepared to handle the very desire that you want. And I know it's very confusing. But God, I can't handle it. I can. How you know what you can handle? How do you know what you can handle when you don't even know what there is to handle? Say it again. How do you know what you can handle and you don't even know the full capacity of what's at stake to be handled? Woo! Come on, baby. You landed down today. That's right. I vote for myself. So I'm telling you guys, listen. This series, I'm telling this series is going to be fire. The series on patience is going to be fire. Because what has to happen is that we have to develop a different perspective about waiting. Ooh! That's why I said you need to re-listen to this again. What has to happen is we have to develop a different perspective about waiting. Because if you remember last week's call, what I said was how you wait will determine how long you have to wait. Okay? I want you to write that down again, and I want you to combine that statement with the statement I just said 5 minutes ago, which is I told you how you wait will determine how long you have to wait. I told you that last week. And here today, just moments ago, we talked about just moments ago that while you're waiting, what God wants to do, he wants to teach you more about you in your waiting season. He wants to prepare you. So God is more concerned about how you're processing this waiting. He's more concerned about how you are carrying this load. He's more concerned about how you're processing the waiting season. Remember, I just told you that there won't be a promotion without you conquering a problem or conquering a challenge. So remember, write it down. The way you wait will determine how long you wait. That's number one. Number two, every problem comes with a promise. Every promise comes with a problem. You will not gain a promotion without conquering that problem. Say it again. Number two, you will not gain a promotion without conquering the problem. Oftentimes, we are so fixated, such in a hurry for the things that we want, but we have not demonstrated that we have conquered the problem so that we can get the promotion. And every promotion comes after you've conquered the problem. So what happens? The problem continues to repeat itself again and again until you have matured, and now you have conquered that problem, and then all of a sudden that problem goes away and you get promoted. Now watch what happens. When you get promoted, which is great, then comes new problems. New problems. What did I say earlier? Every promise comes with a problem. Every problem comes with a promise. So if we boil all this down, what are we saying? We're saying that you have to learn how to have a different perspective about waiting, about patience. And what I want to leave all of you guys with is something I've said before, but it's perfectly fitting right here, right now, before we look forward to next week's call. And that is, you've heard me talk about your daily routine will take you straight to your dreams. In other words, if you want to change your life, you change something that you do on a daily basis. Wherever you find success, you will find a routine. In other words, let's go ahead and try this on. Think of somebody that you know that's spiritually strong, and you're inspired by them. Wow. And just every time they talk or you see them or whatever, they just move you, right? Well, I promise you, if we were to privately interview that person, whoever he or she is, they would tell us a routine that they have that's allowed them to be as such. So again, your routine will take you straight to your dreams. So as we're talking about patience today, it's imperative that since we all have to wait, we've already talked about everybody's waiting on something, but it's how we wait that makes the difference. So the question is, what is your waiting or what is your preparing routine? Woo! Woo! Come on, baby. Boy, that's heavy load. That's a heavy load today. In other words, I want you to imagine the farmer that plants the seed in the ground. If he or she does not water the seed, there will not be a tree. If the farmer does not have a routine of watering the seed, there will be no harvest of a tree. So what we're saying is this: your daily routine is paramount. Why? Because sometimes we all go stir crazy while we're waiting. Because we're human, and that's just natural. And you've heard me say before that commitment to continuity produces emotional stability. And you know what? Have you ever been around some wise people, regardless of race or gender, but they were just very wise? Do you ever wonder, man, where do you get all this wisdom from? Wisdom, you know, I think of some wise people right now, very wise people. And I can tell you their wisdom comes from experience, and their experience comes from a routine. And that's why you ever talk to some wise people, they seem very calm. They seem very assured. They seem very settled, right? It's like they're not like, they're not like all over the place like, oh, I don't know. No, they're very, very poignant. They're very like we know that this is what's going to happen. This is how it works. You can stop all that wrestling and going this way and that way and being all insecure and unsure. They're resolute. They're absolutely certain this is how it works. And you're like, man, how do you know? They have, remember, commitment to continuity. They have a routine that they've been doing for a long time, and they know that they know that they know that they know that they know it works. And the Bible teaches us about the importance of habits. It teaches us this, the importance of establishing good habits. Because good habits are essential to developing healthy maturity as you're ascending up. As you're going up, as you're maturing, it's healthy for you to have good habits. Because that means you know that the process of time has to take its course. You've accepted that time, sweet time, has to come by. It has to go by. And you've accepted it. You've got your routine. You doing your thing. You keeping your joy. You staying happy. You're not falling into any ditch too long because you know it's going to happen. It happened for Bob. It happened for Samantha. It happened for Steve. It's going to happen for me. He said it. It's going to happen. I'm going to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And you know it's going to happen. So your daily routine is critically important. As we get ready to sign off on this call, there's two things that I want to give all of you that are listening before we get you prepared for next week's call. The first thing that I want to give all of you guys is I want to give you the question was asked of me this week by my mother. She asked me a question. She said, Romacio, what advice would you give your 18-year-old self? And I want to give you my specific answer. Whether you're 18 or not, it doesn't matter. I want to give you this answer because as we're talking about daily routine, this is perfectly fitting for all of you listening. As we're talking about patience, and we've learned today that how we wait will determine how long we have to wait, right? Okay, so this was my answer that I gave in response to that question. Her question, once again, is, Romacio, what advice would you give your 18-year-old self? And my answer was this. My advice to my 18-year-old self would be to think bigger much sooner and establish a solid principle-based daily routine that covers 5 areas. Area number 1 is spiritual growth and personal growth. Area number 2 is health and wellness growth. Area number 3 is kindness, growth, and giving. Area number 4 is business growth. And area number 5 is financial growth, understanding how money works. Those are the 5 areas. If I were talking to my 18-year-old self, or in this case, I'm talking to all of you about establishing a daily routine, I would give all of you those same 5 areas. Every single day, I would make sure I was doing something, just one thing, in each of those 5 areas to sharpen my growth in my spiritual and personal growth, to sharpen my growth in my health and wellness, to sharpen my growth in my kindness and giving, to sharpen my growth in whatever my chosen profession is at that time, to sharpen my growth in understanding how money works. And I give that to you guys today as a gift. That if you're going to establish a strong daily routine that will help you better process this word patience. Because remember, what is patience? You're being prepared for what it is you want. These 5 areas, I promise you, if just every day you did one thing to sharpen yourself in these 5 areas, imagine where you would be 30 days from now, 2 months from now, 90 days from now, 180 days from now, 1 year. Just imagine, just close your eyes for a second, and just imagine where you would be 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Just imagine the maturity, the growth in you. Notice what I said. I gave you 5 areas, and I said just do one thing each day. Just one. See, I believe anything more than one is too much. Just do one thing in each of those areas daily, and watch what type of person you become. Watch. Just watch what happens. See, what happens oftentimes is we get stuck into being who we used to be in 1985. Here we are in 2020, and we're still the same way as we were in 1985. See, and yeah, we're touting and we're telling people that we're older, but from a emotional standpoint and from a spiritual standpoint, we have not matured since 1985. Ooh, I know that stings, but I got to give you the truth. I got to tell you the truth. So that's why what I'm saying to you, and then we wonder, well, how come it hasn't happened for you yet? Well, I just told you, you don't get the promise until you conquer the problem. You don't get the promotion until you conquer the challenge. So think about, doesn't it make good sense to establish a strong, well-balanced daily routine that prepares you for whatever life is going to throw your way? It's a routine. And basically, the routine is centered around growing. As the young boy Jay Sean once upon a time said, he said to his mother, he said, "Mama, if you're not growing, you're not going." I don't know how much clearer you can say that. If you're not growing, you are not going. Now, what am I really saying through that statement? What we're saying is, now do you see why some of us, myself included, we can be frustrated or feel stuck in a place for a long period of time? Because the problem that's there, it presents a challenge, and until we conquer it, it's going to keep coming up. This is a very, 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 very profound message. So I really hope that you take the time to re-listen to this again and again and again. I really do. Okay? So I really hope you take the time to do that. So I wanted to give you guys those 5 things there to actually bake those into your daily routine. Okay? Now, the last thing I want to give you, the very last thing, I want to end the call for the last 5 minutes here, and I want to tie in the beginning of the call, of what we started, to the end of the call. When God created man, all of us, man and women, he created us with a purpose, and he created us for a purpose. And the sooner that each of you that are listening to the sound of my voice come to the raw reality that despite where you were born, despite what you may be going through, how many divorces or how many wrongdoings or whatever's going on, despite all of that, you have been created for a purpose. Everyone. Every single one. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm here to give you the raw facts about life, wisdom. You have a purpose. You are God's child, whether you claim him or not. He has given you a purpose. Just like birds know how to migrate from north to south. Nobody told them that. They showed up with it. Just like dogs know how to bark. Nobody taught them how to bark. He showed up like that. You have a purpose. I did not say you have a job. I said you have a purpose. And one of the biggest things that actually pleases God is for you to discover in the process of time what is your purpose. What is your purpose? Oh, Romacio, but that's so complicated. Be quiet. I'm going to simplify it for you. It's not complicated at all. Imagine you a parent. And are you going to make it hard for your kid to figure out what his name is? Are you going to make it difficult for your son or daughter to know what their name is? No, you're not. So get this crap out your head that it's so difficult. I have no idea. Stop saying that stuff. And thank God you're on this free call today. Your purpose is not hard for you to figure out. I'm going to give it to you right now. It's 2 questions you need to answer. Number 1, what are the things that you like and you love? Grab a piece of paper and you write it all down. It's number 1. And here's the big one. Number 2. What comes easy to you, but it's hard for others? What comes easy for you, but it's harder for others? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing this call. I have no pieces of paper in front of me. I didn't do a trial run or practice run 30 minutes before. No, there is no notes. I am the note. This is a part of my purpose. I'm not bragging to you. I'm revealing to you that all of you have a purpose. What comes easy to you? See, when you're flowing in your purpose, it's not hard. You were meant to do this. This is your thing, right? And you don't have to do a Sunday call if that ain't your purpose. Everybody's got different purposes, and they all matter. They all matter. So it is also very important, as I said, it makes him so happy when you discover the purpose that he planted inside you when you was in your mother's womb. You matter. I want to give you an example of a man that we all know that had great purpose. It's an amazing story, and this is a perfect way to end the call. And ladies and gentlemen, his name is none other than Noah. Noah, the one and only. Noah, God told him to go build an ark. Noah had never built an ark before. Noah didn't know anything about building. Noah had never seen an ounce of rain, never before in his life. It had never rained back then. Noah simply trusted the assignment that God had given him to do. And God told him that if he did it, X, Y, Z would happen. His family would be spared. Let's fast forward the story. If I had more time, I'd love to talk about Noah. I love talking about. If you ever see me doing a Zoom, if anybody ever see me doing a Zoom webinar, I have a huge poster right behind me, picture of Noah. Anyway, that's a different story. But the bottom line is this. Because of Noah's obedience, Noah gave birth to all of mankind. Because of Noah's obedience, the world that you and I live in today is all thanks to a man called Noah. What am I talking about? God used Noah. Listen, I'm going to say it slowly. Noah was not a carpenter. He knew nothing about building. But God had given him that purpose. In other words, God knew who he was going to use to get the job done. Just like God already knows the purpose he gave you, he's waiting on you to discover what your purpose is. All through this word called patience. Patience. He's waiting on you. And I just gave you the simple answer on how God the Father has made it for you to uncover your purpose. All you got to do is take a few minutes, grab a piece of paper, write down all the things that you like and you love, number one. And number two, what is it that comes easy to you, but it's hard for others? And last thing I'm going to say to you is this. When you finally uncover your purpose, number one. Number two, I want you to write down what are your dreams. What are your declarations, the things that you are declaring that you want in this lifetime for you and your family? Whatever they are, don't be shy. Write them all down, okay? When you uncover your purpose and you go ahead and declare what it is that will come forth for you, what you want, it is none of your business on how God is going to do it. He's going to do it. But it's none of your business on how it's going to happen. You just need to believe. You just need to learn to believe it's going to happen. And I know that that's a longer conversation for another call. But it's none of your business on how God is going to make it happen for you. And as you continue to walk down this journey of patience, I want you to discover your purpose sooner than later. I want you to keep your goals and your dreams in front of you. Never stop dreaming. Never stop hoping. And just let God do the rest. And he will. He will. Let me explain. He will. It will come with some scars. Yes, it will. Hello, write this down too. There will be some bleeding. There will be some crying. There will be some shedding. That is all a part of the process. We talked about it last week. Every rose comes with some thorns. Every problem comes with a promise, and every promise comes with a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, today I think we did an awesome job today of really laying it out. Once again, talking about patience from a spiritual perspective, preparing you for the awesome call you're going to hear next Sunday. I don't want you to miss it. You got two powerhouses coming at you next Sunday, and I don't want you to miss it. So please bookmark that right now, 4 o'clock right here, same number, same time, and go tell your friends to be on it because everybody can relate to this series that we're talking about patience. Hey, listen, I'm the California Kid. As I always say, don't ever forget in all that you do, there is nobody any greater than you. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.